So you're setting up your sniper class in Cold War, but you can't decide whether you should be using the Pelington or the Tundra. In today's video we're going to be settling this question, as we are going to be giving you the stats and the overall breakdown between both of the guns and comparing them to let you know which one you should be using. If you want to keep up to date with everything regarding Cold War, especially when it changes over with Warzone, make sure to subscribe to the channel, as we'll be creating a lot more content in the coming weeks. This series will be dedicated to giving you quick overall stats for each of the guns, some taken directly from the game and some calculated by ourselves. Back to the video. So whilst playing Cold War, I've noticed that many people use both the Pelington and the Tundra, and I want to figure out if one is actually better than the other. I'll say just now that I'm currently running the Pelington and I think it's the best, but that's just my opinion, and hopefully you'll get an idea of why when we look at the stats. So moving on to the class setups we used to test these guns. For the Pelington, the muzzle we used is the Stabilizer 308 to reduce the idle sway, and I'll be going deeper into the idle sway later in this video. Another good thing about this muzzle is that there aren't any drawbacks to your gun for adding it. Next, for the barrel we use the 26.5 inch Tiger Team. So this barrel extends your damage range, improves your rate of fire and bullet velocity, but it does reduce your mag size and starting ammo. Then we extend the magazine to 7 rounds, and this of course improves your mag size and starting ammo. For the handle we use the airborne elastic wrap. Now this will improve your aim down sight time and your flinch and resistance. It does reduce your movement speed when shooting and your sprint to fire time. Finally, we use the marathon stock, and this brings back some of the sprint to fire time lost from the handle and reduces your hip fire, which isn't really useful anyway. And for the Tundra, we ran the Stabilizer 308 again for the muzzle. For the barrel, we ran the 28.2 inch Tiger Team, which doesn't benefit from the same advantage in reload time as the 26.5 inch Tiger Team on the Pelington, the 7 round mags, airborne elastic wrap, and marathon stock. And as you can imagine, since these attachments are more or less the same as the Pelingtons, to make it a fair test, they will still have the same benefits and drawbacks. You may not agree with the attachments we've chosen, and that's fine. We selected these after hours of playing with both guns and testing what works and what doesn't. And I just wanted to share this with you, but if you have been using either the Pelington or the Tundra for a while and you didn't know where to start with attachments, use these class setups as a guideline and you should be good to go. Now for what you've been waiting for, let's get into the stats of these guns to see where they stack up. On screen you'll see the stats for both of the guns, the Pelington on the left and the Tundra on the right. Green is some important areas to focus on, blue is with the attachments, and white is just the base weapon. So as expected, both the Pelington and the Tundra deal a one-shot kill to the head. Both guns also do a one-shot kill to the upper body, so anywhere below the chest may take extra shots to finish off an enemy. Now this is where the Pelington starts to get an advantage, as its rate of fire is at 54 rounds per minute at base and 61 rounds per minute with the attachments on, while the Tundra's rate of fire is at 47 rounds per minute at base and 57 rounds per minute with the attachments on. Now the interesting thing here is that the rate of fire boost comes from the Tiger Team barrel on both guns, and we can see here that the barrel on the Tundra does perform a bit better at 10 rounds per minute from base, but even at that it's still outperformed by the Pelington. The time to kill, of course, assuming a one-shot kill on both guns, would be 0 milliseconds, but if you take shots to the lower body, because of the fire rate, the Pelington has a quicker time to kill at 983 milliseconds, while the Tundra sits at around 1052 milliseconds. The damage ranges, aim down sight times, and mag sizes stay the same at base, but after the elastic wrap on both guns and extended clip, the aim down sight time and mag size is improved, but still the same on both weapons. Now what is interesting here is the reload time, as it's something that can be a deal breaker. While the Tundra has a faster reload time at 4 seconds instead of 5 seconds, you have to reload the full clip, whereas with the Pelington you only need to reload 1 bullet at a time. This means if you're in a fight you can cancel your reload with the Pelington, provided you've at least loaded 1 bullet in your clip. Lastly, we have the bullet velocity, which at base is better with the Tundra at 550 meters per second instead of 500 meters per second, and with the barrel added to both guns, it still outperforms the Pelington here at 825 meters per second instead of 750 meters per second. So from the looks of things, in terms of the easiest to kill, the Pelington seems to be the better gun here. Even though the bullet velocity is better on the Tundra, the Pelington's higher rate of fire means it has a faster time to kill, and on top of this, the edge it has with its reload time can make all the difference in a fight. I'm interested to see how these guns stack up against some of the snipers in Warzone once it's rebalanced, like the HDR or the AX50. Definitely expect a video comparing these when that happens. In the beginning of this video, I briefly mentioned idle sway. We've looked at the stats for these guns, but in order to accurately see how these guns perform, we're going to have to look at the idle sway to see which gun is easiest to deal with. So first we'll be looking at the Pelington, and what we've done here is try to aim at a certain point without focusing, of course, to see how much it sways from that fixed point. We then follow this up by shooting without focusing to see the bullet spread. We can see from the bullet spread that the Pelington without any attachments is quite bad. There's no clear direction, and there seems to be primarily a horizontal sway. But when we add the attachments, the sway is reduced dramatically, and as a result, so has the bullet spread. So after inspecting the bullet spread with the Tundra without any attachments, it seems to have more of a vertical sway, and with the attachments it also improves the bullet spread to a similar level as the Pelington. If I had to say which one is better in this category, I would likely give the edge to the Tundra, as in my opinion a vertical sway is more easier to control. After looking at the stats and the sway patterns, it seems as though the Pelington is a sniper you want to use in smaller scale shootouts. The faster fire rate and the quicker reload when you cancel lends itself quite nicely to Cold War multiplayer, while I definitely see the Tundra after some rebalancing being more of a competitive sniper in Warzone, mainly because its sway is easier to control and the added bullet velocity makes a much bigger difference at longer distances. So overall, if I had to recommend what sniper to go with in Cold War multiplayer, maybe to level it up or to unlock gold, as I mentioned before, I would have to say the Pelington, but let me know what your favourite sniper is between the two in the comments and why. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like the video, as it helps our video get recommended to more people and lets us know what type of videos you'd like to see more of. If you haven't already, remember to subscribe with notifications turned on so you can see more content like this when it comes out. We're trying to reach our target of 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year, so help us get there by hitting the subscribe button below. And that's everything for this video. Thanks for watching.